Hey y'all. All right, it's been a while since I put a video out, and I do apologize about that. But work has been very encompassing, very just a lot of it, just everywhere I go, just lots and lots of people needing my help with everything. It's like, damn. Okay, so enough of that. Enough of me. Okay, first of all, let me say this little commercial. Thank you so much. We're now up over 3,500 subscribers, almost 35, yeah, 3,509. So I am truly happy about that. I am really grateful to you all for that. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. And so um, I want to do something special for 3,500, but I don't know what. So if you got an idea, drop it down in the comment section down below. I'm very much willing to hear your suggestions, as long as it's not destructive. Okay. So, anyway, anywho's, let's get on with the video. Now, today's video, we're going to talk about lifters. Why are we talking about lifters? Well, for one, I've not talked about them much on this channel before. I've mentioned them. I've talked about what they do, but I've really not talked much about how they operate. So we've got two different styles here. We got a roller lifter. This is a factory small block Mopar LA roller lifter. Late 80s, early 90s. And as you can see, here's the internal parts. The retaining clip is gone. It launched into orbit. Okay, so we've got just the regular, simple, hollow tube here. You know, of course, it's very carefully machined. Maybe I can get a picture with some light. I don't know, can you see? You can see the hole there in the side. And I don't, yeah, there we go. Okay, that's a little better. So you can see a little bit of the interior of the bore of the lifter. So there we go. That's pretty good right there. All right. So you can see there's not much to a lifter. However, they are very important in how they operate. And the reason I'm making this video is because I've had quite a few people commenting, hey, are these rocker arms supposed to be this loose? Is this supposed to be like this? Well, let me show you what it's supposed to be like. Now, lifters, hydraulic lifters, basically take up the lash. They are self-adjusting. That is their whole job. That's the whole design premise of a. As you can see, this one's a little bit loose, but when I'm pushing down on it, I'm pushing down on the interior of this lifter. Okay, so let's go back over here and let's talk a little bit about the interior parts of your standard hydraulic lifter. Now, hydraulic lifter basically means, if you look right here on this one, this is an aftermarket one from Summit Racing. Actually, this looks to be a pretty good unit too. These are not brand new, by the way. So, as you can see, there's this hole right here in the side of the body. That hole gets pressurized oil from the lifter galley. Okay, there's a big tube, basically, that's cast into the block where oil comes through here and goes in there under pressure, okay, from your oil pump. All right, so you've got this plunger, okay, and the spring, and then you've got this cup right here, plus a little flat piece of metal right here that I'm trying to see if I can make it. Oh, I just barely made it kind of, it's one of those, it's like a springy type metal. So this helps to all of these help to regulate the pressure inside the lifter. Okay. Now, the oil is constantly going in here from the lifter galley. So as the engine's running and the cam is turning, this comes up. This is inside of it. Okay. You've got that spring inside. You got that spring inside there. You got all of those pieces inside there. And when this comes up, this is in there. Okay. I'm just going to lay that down there. But this comes up, and this is inside. This is all inside the lifter here. Okay. And when this comes up, it pushes the push rod up, which pushes the rocker arm over. Okay, which pushes the valve open against the valve spring. The camshaft is doing all of that, and the oil pressure is also doing that. So you've got two things interacting there. You've got oil pressure and you've got the camshaft's movement, okay, that are interacting, and they're making the lifter come up and work the whole thing. Now, your roller lifter, same. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of difference. There's some, but not a lot. We've got this little piece right here, okay, that sits on top of this, all right like that. This part sits down in the lifter bore. I'm not going to put it in there because it was a booger to get out of this. But you can see all of these parts, you know, they sit inside the lifter bore. Here we got a roller lifter, but this is a hydraulic lifter just the same as that. Okay, we've just got this roller part here on the bit on the bottom. Now, when we're talking about how loose, or how to adjust the slack, how to adjust the valve lash on these engines, there isn't one. There is no valve adjustment here. You simply bolt the rocker shaft on, and that's it. You make sure your push rods are located in the socket right there. Let me go get a light. I'll be right back. So, down inside here, we've got the same kind of operation here. All right, same thing. Nothing different here. All right, pretty much the same kind of bit. We can see, let me zoom in here. If you watch there, you can see that little bit is moving. Okay, now you might say, wait a minute, that's moving and this one isn't. Well, for one, this one, this valve is starting to come up on the cam lobe right here, okay? So this one is starting to come up on a cam lobe, or coming off, really coming off of a cam lobe, more like it. This one is still on base circle. It's about to come up on cam lobe. See? So that's what's going on there, okay? So this one also doesn't have any oil pressure in it. It's got oil in it because I've soaked them, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to soak them. You can see this one has come up. It's on a cam lobe right now. I can't move it. So I can't move it. This one is down. It's on the base circle. And I can move this one. So that's what I'm talking about. Now, of course, you need to make sure your push rods are all the way up in the bores, or all the way up in the pocket of the valve spring, of the rocker arm, right there, okay? Got to make sure that's like that. You can see over here, probably better. But you see, yeah, that's what you want. You want that all the way up in there. You want to make sure also that none of your push rods are the incorrect length. They're all the same length. They're the correct length. And also you want to make sure that none of your push rods are binding or coming up against any part of the holes in your You see that hole right there? Yeah. See, there's another one right down there. Those holes, the push rod has to go through those. So you want to make sure you rotate this over a full revolution or more. You know, maybe 2 or 3 revolutions. Okay? And make sure that nothing is binding, nothing is coming up against anything and rubbing or grinding or anything like that. You want to make sure that that is all good. If it isn't, you're going to have problems. So your rocker arms should be similar to this. Okay, now these are a little bit loose, but that's going to be okay because this engine hasn't run yet and I haven't pressurized the oiling system yet. So that's why this is like this. Okay, until your lifters are pressurized in here, there's nothing you can do about that. You've got to get them pressurized with oil, and they have to probably rotate 2 or 3 times or more, 4 times, 5 times, 6, whatever, several times to get the oil pressurized into each of these lifters. You've got this oil galley right there. Okay, it's right there. There's over there on that side. Okay, that's where your pressurized oil is coming through at. Okay, so there you go. That's how this operates. This, you know, I know a lot of people, they see this and it's like, oh my God, I have no idea what in the hell's going on here. I'm totally lost. I know small block Chevrolets and I know small block Fords, but I've never seen anything like this. This is, oh, you know, calm down. It's not that big a deal, okay? Because I'm going to show you something that's going to help you tremendously, okay? Now, of course, you can watch my videos. That'll help. But you should never, ever rely on someone entirely. You should go get yourself a manual. Factory service manuals are the best. I preach this all the time. If you're going to work on this stuff, you're going to work on these engines, these transmissions, these rear axles, these cars. If you're going to diagnose all of these problems that these vehicles can come up with, you've got to go and you've got to get yourself some really good, solid information. Okay? This is how I base all of my repairs, all of my engine building, all of the modifications to the engines. I base it off of stuff like this, off of my manuals. Okay? And I mean, if you can look right here, I've got a stack of them right there. There's a stack on my nightstand in my house. There's some in a giant bookshelf that covers one entire wall in my house. Hell, there's some over there. You can see right there. There's some right there. Okay? There's some manuals right there. So, I keep manuals. I do not want to put all of my eggs and faith into all my eggs in one basket or all of my faith into a person that I have no clue what their skill set is or their level. Okay? So I hear somebody talking about removing an oil seal or installing a damper. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to, okay, let's see. All right, yep, okay. And I'm going to double check on what they say. Okay, so, and that's what you should do. And you should do it even on me, okay? Because I want to pass along the best information to you all that I possibly can, okay? I want to pass along those details, those nitty-gritty details like what I've just been talking about. I don't want to pass along crappy information to you. What good is that doing you? It ain't doing you a damn bit of good, okay? Think about it for a minute. And it ain't going to do me any good because you're going to be running around talking, smack about me, saying what an awful person I am. I ruined your engine because you followed my rules or you followed what I was telling you. Well, here's what you do. Double check. Always double check what everybody's telling you. And how do you do that? You go get the manuals. That's what you do. And there's reprints available. And you can go and find them at used bookstores too. So do it. Do yourself a huge favor. Go get yourself some manuals. Get that information. Educate yourself. Get out there and grab that golden ring, man. Get some education on your own. Don't be sitting here waiting for me to spoon feed it to you. Okay? Because I don't mind passing along the information. Matter of fact, I enjoy it. I'm not one of these dickheads that wants to keep all the information to myself, and then, if you don't figure it out on your own, well, to hell with you, screw you. No, it ain't like that. I want to have you working on this stuff too. I don't want to see a future where we've got a bunch of people who don't have any clue as to what the hell to do to anything. I mean, in some cases, we're almost there. But if I've got anything to say about it, I'm going to say hell no to that. You can get out there and you can get in the garage and you can be working on this stuff yourself. Okay? You can be getting in those books and you can be reading this stuff yourself. Okay? So, rocker arms, rocker shafts, it's not that big of a deal. Okay? Now, I didn't work on a whole lot of small block Chevrolets or anything like that, or small block Fords. I worked on a whole lot of diesel engines. Diesels, what kind of rocker arms do they use? What does a lot of them use? Rocker shafts just like that right there. Okay? Not identical to it, but very, very similar. Okay? Now, not all of them do, but a whole lot of your better, more serious diesel engines, that's what they do. And the lifter here plays a fantastically important role in how your engine goes together, okay, and how the engine is supposed to operate. So, that's why I say it's really super important to get in those books, get in those manuals, and double check that information. Figure out that information. Figure it out, man. Sure, I can give you the information, but it helps a whole lot if you figure it out on your own. Okay? So, alright, I'm going to knock this video off. This is pretty much it. I'm going to put this back together, and then I'm going to get ready for work tomorrow. So, anyway, I thank you all so much, and I appreciate you all for watching. I want to let's continue to see the channel grow, and let's continue to make it better. Okay? If you got suggestions, what you want to see, shoot me a message. If I can, I will answer your questions, your technical questions, and I will answer your suggestions. Take your suggestions into consideration. Okay? Although, keep in mind, this is a very low buck channel, and I don't have, mega dollars rolling around all the time. Okay? So, if I can, build an engine for, $500 or $600, then, hey, I'm doing pretty good. But, you're looking for, somebody to be building a Hemi Superbird, and you want to see 5,000 horsepower out of it or something like that, with 18 turbos on it or something, some kind of crazy crap like that. Well, you come to the wrong place. Yeah. All right. Thank you all so much. God bless. Have a great one. Man, that thing still looks good, even today. Looks better. It'll look better when it's under the hood of my Dodge truck.